Hello guys and welcome back to another pre-market analysis video of Nifty and Bank Nifty. In this video, let's cover the most important levels that we have to mark in our charts in order to trade today's market. So first, let's start with Bank Nifty and let's start with 4 hours chart, or let's start with the daily chart. So here we have the daily chart of Bank Nifty, and we all know from the last couple of days this trend line has been very important. So now, based on these three reactions, we have drawn this trend line, which is an uptrend line pointing towards the upper side. This is going to be very important because here it has recently taken a support and given us a bullish engulfing pattern, and from there, even though yesterday was a red candle, that red candle is a gap up, this much of a gap up opening, and it has given us a higher close with a higher low as well here. So this trend line is important uh, for the coming days, and the same way here we have a trend line drawn based on the swing highs. So you have that, you have this, and it's almost close to that, right? So this is going to be important, and if you want to perfectly draw this, you can also draw another line like this. In this case, it becomes a tentative trend line because in even this line and this line, these two lines are going to be a tentative trend lines only, because for a valid trend line you need to see a 3 point rejection. A line is drawn, a line should be drawn based on 3 points, only then it can be called as a trend line. Until then, these two are tentative trend lines, so remember that these are going to act as an important levels. Okay, so the third time reaction is going to be very important for these two. But tracking global cues today, market is going to open either flat or little gap down towards the downside. So let's pay more attention towards the downside, and if it's rising towards the upper side, then we can also have our levels marked, because yesterday we have marked this level as a resistance because of this gap between these two candles, and seems like it is slightly acting as resistance on our yesterday's market. Now, these are the levels we have achieved from our daily candle, and of course this is going to be acting as a support level. Now let's change our chart to 4 hours chart and see. You see, this swing reaction is derived from the recent price action. Earlier we had these two, right? Now we have this. So that is why I have drawn that, and this area of course is going to act as resistance area. And horizontally, if you see this level, this entire level, or let's draw it as a zone, because here you have a candle which is looking very powerful as resistance, and this candle has turned, given us this entire momentum. And if you notice this candle formation, it is called as a shooting star candle. That's the power of shooting star, okay, on a market, especially which is trading at almost at highs. So that's very important for the next coming days, because this is going to act as a resistance. And towards the downside, uh, this entire zone, okay, starting from there to here, this entire zone is going to likely act as a support area for two reasons. Because here you have this pattern is called it's a variant of a piercing pattern, these two candles put together, and it is able to give us some momentum from that point earlier. Okay, so from there till there, so that's going to be an important zone as well. And moreover, at the same level, if you notice previously, here this candle, okay, starting from that line, in fact this is the more reason, okay, this is the strongest reason for that. So you need to keep an eye on these two candles as well, because it's a hammer, okay, this is a hammer. And from that hammer, if you notice the price action, it has gone and it has quickly seen some correction, and it has gone all the way till there. So this level, this swing low, and this level is what we have marked now. So based on that, we have drawn this, and based on this, we have drawn that. So this is on a 4-hour chart of Bank Nifty. Remember, these levels are may look little confusing, but that is what we have to do. We have to deal with it if you want to understand the price momentum and understand why prices are stalling there and why prices are kicking from that particular point. You need to mark all these levels. And from 4-hour chart, let's now come down to 1-hour chart. See, we have pretty much covered. If you notice, on a 4-hour chart, we have marked this, it's still there, and this line is a line which you have to pay little attention to now, because is the point yesterday from where market it started from that point, but not even a single point we have seen towards the upper side. It has fallen continuously towards the downside. And here, if you notice, and this is now let me just remove this, and here if you notice, this entire level is also very important. Okay, because from there it's a hammer, and also from there we have seen a momentum. This level is holding up pretty good, and it is also a reason because previously we have seen that level acting as a resistance, and now it's acting as a support. So that's it about the Bank Nifty on a 1-hour chart. Let's quickly come down to 15 minutes now and see whether there is anything important to notice. So yes, we pretty much we have marked that. And now I think you hope you are understanding why we are starting from the higher time frame, because once you have marked important levels there, all these minute corrections, all these minute things are covered already. And always levels that you mark on a higher time frame are going to act as significantly than your levels that you mark on your lower time frames. It's not that lower time frame levels are not important, but higher time frame levels are much stronger than lower time frames at any given point of time. So here you see this level is already marked, and this line is already marked. In fact, this is an entire zone. So you only have few areas where you can play. And see, even here on a 5-minute time frame, you see, you might think that this is a clear path. No, if you notice on the left side, see here you have that small swing reaction, and in this case here you have this swing reaction which is holding up tight. So you have to mark all these areas. So if you mark all these areas, now you see how much of free space Bank Nifty has. It has very less space, right? So that is why most of the times you will wonder what is happening, why Bank Nifty is only till there, only hovering till there and all. Okay, so all these are important points for the Bank Nifty, because we have started from 4-hour daily time frame, and then 4 hours, and then 15 minutes, and now we are on a 5-minute time frame. Now, if you see, we are on a 5-minute time frame. We are uh, further encountering few key areas. See this, for example. This, for example. Okay, so here you have seen a lot of confusion back in time, and then prices have started rising from that point. So what happens when Bank Nifty again comes back to this zone? It is not going to easily pass this. It's going to, excuse me, it's going to face some buying and resistance. Sometimes the fight to get balanced out in these areas. So I hope you understood all the key areas in the Bank Nifty. Let's now quickly change our chart to the Nifty and start from our daily's time frame. So here we have on a daily time frame. This definitely is a trend line. Here we have seen a lower gap gap down opening in the Nifty, and it has managed to give us a positive close. And here you see, based on this, yesterday's price action is a very good gap up opening, but today we are going to see a little flat down. And yesterday we have discussed about this resistance zone, and even in Nifty, it worked beautifully for this momentum. It Nifty exactly stopped and closed at this zone, and this is a doji candle especially. So it's going to be very important. And on the upper side we have this line, so keep an eye on that. It's not a tentative line, it's a confirmation line, because we have 3 points here. Okay, so That's Nifty on a daily time frame. Let's now quickly change it from a daily to 4 hour time frame. On the 4 hour time frame, this remains same. All this trend line remains same. This trend line remains same. But what's extra is, excuse me, yeah. But what extra we have to draw on this particular trend line is it has to be this line because it's covering this and it's also touching this, so you need to keep an eye on that it because it is a stronger see on a 4 hour time frame. If you notice the price action, okay, you have seen a high there, but we haven't seen a strong close below this, but a little try was there, and again we have seen a close above this, but it is coming all the way down almost till there. It hasn't broken this, and now we are at that level. Now if you see a price action coming towards the downside, and if it breaks this, then there are chances towards the downside because it is already it is about to form a lower high there. Okay, so all these are higher highs, all on a higher time frame, all these are higher highs, but this has a chance now to give us a lower uh, high, and after that if you see a breakout of this, then we can expect momentum towards the downside. But let's wait and see what's going to happen. I hope you have understood this. Now let's quickly change our chart from 4 hours to a 1 hour time frame. So on a 1 hour time frame we can see this with a much with a greater detail, because now you see almost prices have started from there. It has raised till there, a pullback and a break and a pullback and a break. Okay, and a pullback, but this time it's so a break, but this break is not valid because you have higher high instead of lower high, and from there again you have seen a rise almost till there. We have seen a close above that. Now it is on the way towards the downside, and then here you see let me redraw this from this point. So from there, we have seen a momentum towards the downside. This is still holding up, and now we have seen a small lower high, and from there we have seen a breakout. But then it has again given us a close above that, so we are waiting. So on a 1 hour time frame, you see things are little unsettled here. Based on the swing momentum, but on a 4 hour time frame we are it is very evident to see the momentum. That is why you need to understand all the time frames before you come to a conclusion about what's going to happen. So now sorry, let me go back there. Let's focus on the level. So yeah, here this level especially is going to be very important as a support if the market is coming from the upper side, and this level of course is very important because of this gap between these two price actions here on the Nifty. And on the upper side of course we have this as a resistance area, and now for any reason if you see a good momentum towards the upper side, then these are the levels you need to mark, because based on these swing reactions. And now let's come down to a little smaller time frame, that is 15 minutes. On 15 minutes we have everything covered there, and yes, things are looking okay here, and all these levels are going to remain same. And let's come down to finally 5 minutes chart, and let's see. Yes, on a 5 minutes chart it's important to mark this level for sure, and also you need to mark this level. Yes, because those are the levels. From there we have seen a strong momentum towards the upper side, and this is a fresh swing low which is not seen any break or any test of this level. So that level is important. This level is also important as a zone, and coming down this entire area is important. But if it's coming towards the upper side, we have all this as resistance area. Remember, do not trade anything between this. You can trade only the bottommost boundary of your line and the uppermost boundary of your line. And if for any reason if it sees crosses this area, then this level is going to be important as well. On the upper side, we have all these levels, and on the lower side for any reason if it breaks this and if it's trying to come down, then see, this is another important level, and see, that is another important level where you need to pay little attention to. So that's it, guys. Hope you have understood this, and hope this is going to help you if you are watching market with such wide perspective. It's definitely going to give you some confidence, and you will understand what you are doing in the market. So let's see in our post market analysis video. Until then, happy trading. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Thank